assuming that's going to be a Manta style. You don't see Sanjin Yasha as often on the sniper.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Saint Yasha, I mean, it does give him a little bit extra strength and he can slow down the heroes, but you really want him to be able to bring down those towers as quickly as possible. Um, so yeah, certainly Manta is a better choice, and also the Manta does give him a little bit of stats, makes him a little bit tankier as well in that regard.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite reasons to for getting the early. We're going to have some initiation onto the Weaver, taking a lot of damage, but he's got the time lapse, so he's pretty alright. He's also got his perseverance up, so his regen is fine. He's pretty much right in saying that he does need to be careful. One assassinate and he's down. And wow, that's a big stack. These ancients. That's a
Yeah.
4 stack now. That's a lot of gold for Tinker there. He's going to be getting that Dagon. Yeah, he's definitely going for the Dagon. So they need to be worried about this Tinker. He's not doing that much yet, except for farming. He hasn't got a kill. He's only got 1 assist. But he will start to be doing a lot of work, and we could see a little bit of that now as Invoker actually breaks the own Dream Call and throws out the Tornado, but he's just going to go straight down to a laser. So not really much you can do there. Probably a little bit far up when you know there's a Puck and a Tinker on the field. Ice Vortex, not going to hit anything. Puck's got his Blink Dagger now, so...
I'm a little bit surprised that Tinker's just gone back into this top lane. I feel like he should really get that ancient stack before the alphas decide to go, you know what, we need to shut this down and do something about it. There's not a lot they can do in terms of wiping out Weir very quickly, but if they get a ward up and they notice that Tinker's trying to kill off, they can potentially gank him and stuff like that as well. So I feel like he should really, potentially, in fact, that might be what he's doing now. Yeah, there he goes, directly into the ancients.
Yeah, it's just too tempting. They're gonna see this Viper here because they have a sentry ward placed by the tower, so now the Viper's in a lot of trouble because he doesn't know they have a sentry ward. He's just waiting there for Hero to come around, but yeah, they're gonna see Tinker leave that extra stack and come straight back up because we do have 5 heroes on the alpha side at top, so should be seeing a bit of action now. They're gonna get a tower at least. Sniper taking the last hit, but can they get anything from it? The Invis rune has worn out.
Smoke popped by Puck, and Tinker's currently Invis. He's going to back on out from there, and it's a bit interesting to pop this smoke. Puck hasn't really, he can't really jump in by himself here at the moment, even with the Ancient Apparition there. By just those 2 heroes up against 4, not much you can really do.
Yeah, definitely. Now, something. Wait, I'll touch on that point later because you might actually see a bit of action. Folks will get revealed. He's going to go straight in with the Dream Coil, actually, dealing a huge amount of damage. Yeah, Dream Coil goes out. Bench for Spirit gets the start off. But is Tinker going to pay with it? So is Tinker doing work? He's going to get taken out by the Assassinate. So that's 2 for 1, but that's a Tinker. And I don't think they're going to be able to get base skip here because the Ice Vortex is going to zone them out quite effectively. Great spell there, low cooldown.
So I think that certainly went in favor of Team S a little bit, just because they were able to pick off both those supports, where they only lost Tinker, who is going to be able to get that farm back anyway just from going to the Ancients. Although he's already started wailing down on them with the miniature of machines, but it does mean he's had to just keep rotating back into top and to help out his allies, which has meant it's taking him longer to finish off that wave, or I should say that stack. And bottom lane there, we do have a jump.
Puck in a bit of trouble now.
Yeah, there's the wonderful Cyclone, but Puck will be able to get on out of there. And now it might be Weaver who's in a little bit of trouble. There is the ultimate there from the Venomancer, and Tinker gets hit there as well, and then they're going to be able to get on out of there.
Yeah, it doesn't look to me like that's actually good. They're not going to get a return kill there. Venomancer, yeah, the ulti. Fair enough, they might just be content to push this bottom lane down. Mech doing wonders for them right now. And we're going to have an Ice Vortex coming in. Sorry, not an Ice Vortex, a Ice Blast. And that's at least going to stop the push for now. Though they did use the fortifications, so... And you got the interesting here, you see what I thought was going to be a Dagon is actually turned into a 4-star from the Tinker. So, looks like he's not going to go for the Blink Dagger, prioritizing the 4-star over that.
It's an interesting choice.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like I suspect he may have done that because he was well. If you can't really blink in, it's hard to blink in against the Venomancer. He's good with his ward placement. He could shut down your Blink Dagger before you could actually get into it. Whereas a 4-star is much more reliable than that. The Sniper also has to take aim, so he can sort of keep the Blink Dagger down as well. So I don't mind it. We'll see if it pays off. But Definitely not going to allow him to split push as effectively as a Blink Dagger does, nor chase as effectively as it does. Definitely good for defense though.
That's a very good point. He can also use the Force Staff to help out his allies and whatnot if he needs to, which is sometimes overlooked. And oh, we do have a tornado. It's gonna miss just slightly. But Puck still might be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, he's actually being pretty much stun locked down. He's not going to be able to ball bond out of here, it seems. But there is a fantastic Shallow Grave by Baseskip. Excellent Dream Coil, and now it looks like that Team S might be able to turn this fight around. 458 is on the run, and the Vengeful Spirit will fall as well. Quan is still taking a lot of damage, but he'll be fine. He'll be able to get on out of there. And yeah, just unfortunately, the Alphas fighting up the high ground, I should say, did not work out well for them, and TMS able to completely turn that fight around and get themselves 2 very easy kills on the supports.
Yeah, so they've actually they were down a little bit in the early game. They've actually clawed their way back. I mean, the gold graph is still in the favor of Alpha. You see it dipping a little bit towards the side of Team S, but the experience is definitely in favor of Team S with 3,000 lead there. That's probably due to the Tinker and the agent stacking those. So.
Yeah, mostly I think is level 14. The next is 12 on the Weaver. So that's basically the one who's pulling the experience up a little bit. And experience matters less and less as the game goes on, because sure, generally after, well, once you hit level 15, you're only getting stats, and then at 16 you get an extra level in your ulti, which of course is beneficial, but it's not like the early game where you're getting new abilities, you're getting more ways to stun or deal damage and stuff like that. So experience does phase out and is less important as the game goes on. If Dying Alpha's can continue maintaining a good gold lead, though, I feel like they might be able to continue to take this into the late game. I feel like they've got the better late game, in my opinion, just because they've got more of these semi carries compared to Team S. And now Base keeps in a lot of trouble. We will see the he's going to try to teleport out of there, but gets stunned up, and Shadow Grave himself, but there's going to be enough poison. Looks like there's going to be they're going to try to reverse this. Venomance does pop his ulti. Guani's here with the Dream Call, and 458 is able to get on out of there in the backlines, though. Tinker's able to find a kill on the sniper.
Yeah, so things go well for TMS here. And as you were saying about the experience there, if we could just go back to that for a second, I mean, most of the experience lead is just on the Tinker. I mean, Ancient Apparition is quite unleveled, so, well, not quite unleveled, but it's definitely, he's the lowest on the map at the moment. So, I mean, having all your eggs in one basket is not that great. We're going to see some aggression onto the Vengeful Spirit here, and he's going to go straight down. The Weaver got a link is really starting to dish out the damage, and he doesn't have it at the moment, but when he has with the Germinate attack with the Chilling Touch it's very strong. You deal out a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's actually quite a powerful combo. But Team S, exactly as you're saying, a few good engagements before at their own agents, and now up in top as well. So this gold graph is looking less and less in favor of alphas. It's starting to dip down more and more. And now 458 might be in a lot of trouble. He's going to get absolutely jumped on here. He has to be really careful when they're crossing this river, because there's just so much initiation potential from Team S.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Team S really coming into their own in this mid game, and I think we see a lot of that from the Tinker just coming online. And wow, this Tinker, like, I'm assuming this point boost is going to be an Uggadims. This is a very alternative Tinker build. I like it a lot. You don't see a lot of variation when the Tinker gets built. It's always almost just a blink into a either a Scythe or a Dagon, but it's going to be a Bloodstone. So it's going to give him a lot of sustainability, but what's he doing with this? I would have much rather seen an Argonim Sept, because the extra range on the laser and the extra rockets is just sick.
Yeah, and in this river we're going to have potentially 2 kills here. Weaver is in a lot of trouble and he's not going to be able to get on out of there. Yeah, a great turnaround. The Greed was being chased there by... sorry, initiated on the Dazzle, and then the Weaver came in. Looked like they were going to turn around, but yeah, Sniper just able to get the kill on the Dazzle with the Assassinate after the Shallow Grave wore off, and then Weaver, unfortunately, after popping his ulti, did not have invis and was able to get picked off. An interesting thing though is Sniper grabbed a Maelstrom, so he's not really worried about taking up at all, not going for BKBs or anything at the moment. He's just going for more damage, and this Maelstrom's going to help him farm as well.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, and as you were saying about Tinker, just completely avoiding any sort of survivability, kind of relying on his the other heroes tank point. They're going to get hit by an Ice Blast here on both the support. They need to be really worried now. Are they going to be able to do anything for it? No, it just looks like it's going to zone them out a little bit. And yeah, the sniper dealing really good damage with the Maelstrom. Great to help him flash farm a little bit as well, because that's something sniper doesn't do too well, is flash farm. But the Maelstrom into what is obviously going to be a Mjolnir, that'll really help him out with that. But he definitely needs to go back for either a BKB, needs to get that man style, needs to get some survivability, because he will just get blown up from the laser and the puck.
Yeah, do you think he might choose to maybe hold off on the Mjolnir for a little while and finish off the potentially like that BKB first, or do you think he's just gonna continue on with the more right-click potential and just continue with the Maelstrom? It's certainly powerful, but we reckon it would be a better choice in this situation.
Well, look, it really is situational, as with everything in Dota.
Yeah.
Personally, if it was me, it's like I'm always worried about on sniper just getting ganked and blown up, because he doesn't. I mean, he's got the escape in terms of Shadow Blade, but that's escape. That's not survivability. And they have a gem out on the puck, and they've been carrying walls this whole time, so it's really not that effective. I would really like to just see some raw stats. Considering they're on the back foot now, I kind of think that he look. I would get the survivability, but that's just me. I mean, if he's confident that his team, that he can sit in the back and just wail on them while his team takes the damage for him, then it'll pay off. But if he gets initiated on by the puck and the Tinker, then it's gonna be the reverse. And like we saw at the engagement in the river over here that Tinker just solo killed the sniper, and he was in the back line. So it's not gonna do that much for him. But we might see some aggression at top here.
Yeah, 458 on the run, the 4-staff not really getting the Tinker close enough to be able to do anything. Not that he really has anything, he can harass, but he's not going to be able to stun. Oh, actually, we do have the ulti Forest Gimp, and interesting. I mean, it's quite obvious that Tinker can just teleport back into base. And now he's running quite low on mana. Does not have enough of Venomous Gale.
Yeah, no doubt about that, and you kind of see this Bloodstone not doing much work for the Tinker at the moment. I still question where it looks like he is. He's got another point booster, so unless he turns this into a Skadi, which would just make absolutely no sense at all, it is going to be an Argonim. So obviously, OO, he's a fan of the alternative Tinker builds. And we can see the Puck Dreamcore, but he actually misses the Viper. He just gets out of there.
Yeah, they should be able to walk on out of there. 458 teleporting out, Forest Gimp. Should teleport soon. No, there's not going to be any chase, so he's going to be fine in one way or another. But in bottom lane,
actually going down to bot though.
Not killing Invoker, and Invoker does have a Orchid Malevolence up. He's had it for a little while. I think it's a very good choice, particularly when you have these big heroes who rely on abilities. I mean, you can even pick off, you can even use that Orchid on someone like a base skip on the Dazzle, and he won't be able to support his team. But really, you want to be aiming for the Puck, the Tinker, and even this Weaver if you can shut down the Lincolns first.
Yeah, you can't deny the greatness of the Orchid in this thing. As you said, on the Weaver, it's very strong. I mean, like if you can any sort of disables on a Weaver really disallows. If he can't run around in the fight, like the Weaver's ability to reposition himself constantly throughout the fight is one of the best things about him. One of my favorite heroes. Now we're going to see some aggression onto the Sniper, and he is going to get away despite the Sentry Ward. Just going to go back to farming, and yeah, he's going for the Manta style now, so he obviously needs that defense, but basically could be in trouble here. Sunstrike's going to hit, but it's not an Exile Invoker, so not that much damage. Can we see a headshot though? Lucky headshot, here we go. No, it's not going to happen.
He did get one auto attack off, but unfortunately, the 40% chance not working in his favor this time around.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. You're just going to see Tinker continuing to push out the top lane. Invoker doing the best that he can to keep it back, but it's like he really can't fight into the march. Tinker's just going to come straight back in and keep pushing the tower.
And that's basically what you should be doing as a Tinker, especially since Team S, they still haven't picked up this tier 1 tower, whereas the Alphas, they've picked up all the tier 1s, and that will fall now. Actually gets denied by Ali. That's actually the second tower that's been denied by the Alphas.
Yeah,
we've seen quite a lot of denies in this series so far, and but it doesn't look like we're going to have one on the top lane. Sorry, at the bot lane rather. The tower is definitely going to go down. Tinker's in there to get the march happening and get his missiles off. But yeah, the tower's just going to go down. Sniper taking the last hit rather. And you're going to see a Dream Call now onto two heroes. Are they going to be able to follow up? The Weaver's gone in there. Here you see the Sniper just get absolutely destroyed by the Weaver. And funnily enough, that was he killed it with his bugs.
Yeah.
Sniper's gonna
458, unable to get out of there either, and now it's Forest Gimp who's on the run. I did see a Sunstrike go out somewhere, but didn't see where it landed, and Forest Camp tricks into trees, and he's gonna be fine.